I have a paper to write in my English class, but that's about it. Sounds interesting. It does? I have a paper to write in my English class. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Who are these losers that have nothing better to do than talk about a club festival performance? What's up, everybody? Caesar Madrazo here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Outcast. So, in the last episode, we ended on a new chapter, different taste, different interest. This is after the first date happened, so I'm presuming this is going to be the next day, which will be a Monday, after, you know, our kind of boring, but with a pretty surprising ending date that we had yesterday. So, let's see where the story goes from here. It's Sunday. Alright, I guess we skipped an entire week. Yuri and I wanted to spend more time together. I didn't really think ahead of time what we would be doing today. Maybe we could... As I was thinking, my phone started ringing. It's Yuri! I answer. Good morning, Caesar. Hey, Yuri. How are you today? I'm well. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I was calling to ask what you would like to do today. Well, I have a few suggestions. However, I'm not sure which one to decide on. Alright, how about this? I'll let you choose. It will be like a surprise that way. Well, she called him saying, hey, what would you like to do today? So wasn't she already letting him choose? That's a little weird. I don't mind what we do since I'll be with you after all. Aw, thank you. Alright, I guess it's up to me to decide. Yuri has shown me a lot of her interests, maybe I could show her some of mine. Not to mention they're simple and fun. I'll decide on the coffee shop or video games. Okay. So, Yuri is more of a tea girl than a coffee girl, so coffee shop would probably not be a good one, unless this particular coffee shop happens to serve tea. Video games? Well, for video games, I'm guessing she would be coming over to our place to play video games. And, you know, you don't want all your dates to just be at one person's house or the other person's house. So, you know what? We'll actually do the coffee shop. The coffee shop should be a nice date. I tell Yuri that I'll meet her at her house in about 20 minutes. She did say to keep it a secret, so this should be fun. I get dressed and start walking to Yuri's house. Okay, so the chapter is called Different Taste, Different Interests. So one thing I'm foreshadowing right now is that Yuri is not going to particularly like this date. I think it wouldn't really matter what you choose, video games or coffee shop. I think that either one is just not going to appeal to her. And just the different tastes and the different interests will lead to a little bit of a clash. That's my prediction, but let's see. I arrive at Yuri's house and I see her sitting on her porch, her hands in her lap. She sees me and immediately gets up with joy. Hi, Caesar. Hey, Yuri. Are you ready? I am. What exactly are we doing? You'll see. Let's go. Well, okay, she said to keep it a secret, and then when you get there, she says, well, what exactly are we doing? So, I mean, which do you want, Yuri? Do you want to know, or do you want it to be a secret? I take Yuri's hand in mine and we make our way to the coffee shop. The Cafe Keck. We make it to the coffee shop. Like the music. Here we are. Coffee? Yeah, I figured that since you like tea, I thought we could get some coffee. That sounds really backhanded, doesn't it? Well, I mean, you love tea so much, so I figured, okay, fuck the tea, let's get coffee instead. Oh, and look, I think I might have been right, Yuri. Oh. Is something wrong, Yuri? Oh, no. Nothing is wrong. It's just that, well, I've never had coffee before. I doubt that. I doubt that. Oh, really? Yuri nods. Tea has always been kind of my go-to drink, I suppose. Well, there's never a better time to try it then, huh? Indeed. I hold the door open for Yuri and she walks inside. I follow her. As we enter, Yuri takes in her surroundings. Behind the counter, dozens of coffee machines line the counter. Steam rises from them as they brew fresh pots of coffee, tea, and other beverages alike. See, there you go. I mean, If she wants tea, she can get tea. The smell of coffee and pastries permeate throughout the shop. Yuri seems to be enjoying herself so far. It smells wonderful. Just wait until you've tried it. It's a little busier than usual, so we get in line and wait. We finally manage to reach the counter and order. A barista at the counter greets us. Hello, what can I get for you guys? I come in fairly regularly, so I get my usual. I'll have a latte with a bit of coconut, please. Alright, not a bad choice. I'm a latte guy myself, and coconut, yeah, it's an option. Not the one that I would pick, but it's an option. Sure, coming right up. What about you, sweetie? Yuri looks a bit nervous. Is something wrong? No, I'm sorry. Please excuse her. She's never had coffee before. Well, don't just say that. That's kind of an embarrassing thing. I mean, what if Yuri didn't want you to tell somebody that? Oh, I see. Well, let me help you figure something out. Do you prefer hot or cold? I mostly prefer hot. Alright, what kind of flavors do you like? We have flavors such as vanilla, cinnamon, caramel, or you could just have your coffee plain if you like. I do like cinnamon. Would you like to try a cinnamon cappuccino? Well, a cappuccino is technically not coffee. It's basically just coffee with cream and the flavor you choose. That sounds wonderful. Alright. Are you guys on the same order? Yes, we are. Okay. You guys can find a seat and I'll bring your drinks out as soon as possible. We both thank her and find ourselves a booth to sit in. That wasn't so bad, was it? I'm sorry, Caesar. What are you sorry for? I didn't mean to be so difficult. You weren't, though. This is your first time trying coffee. Just like tea, coffee comes in various forms. It can be a bit overwhelming with how many options you have. So yeah, no need to be sorry. Okay. I have to admit that I'm pretty excited. It's always nice to try new things. I think you'll be surprised. Right as I finish speaking, the server comes over with our drinks. She sets them in front of us. Enjoy! Let me know if I can get you guys anything else. We both thank her as she walks back over to the counter. I take a small sip of my coffee. Delicious as always. Yuri stares at her cup. She notices that I'm patiently waiting for her to try it. And the music stopped. So, she's either going to really love it or she's going to really hate it. She lifts her cup off the table with one hand and brings it to her lips. She looks at me again and then sips her coffee. Alright, guys. What's going to be her reaction? Let's see. How does Yuri feel about coffee? It takes a moment for Yuri to respond, but her reaction was pretty much what I expected it to be. Alright, she's smiling. Well, what do you think? I wasn't expecting it to taste as good as it does. Well, that's because you got cinnamon and cream and stuff added to it. Plus, it's not even coffee, it's cappuccino. I'm pleasantly surprised. I had a feeling you would like it. I know it's not tea, but no, I'm really happy you got me to try it. I feel like I've been missing out. Not just that, but I probably would have never tried it without you. You really think so? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd consider this a success then. We got to spend some time together and you tried something new. I'm so happy that you gave it a chance, Yuri. Yuri beams at me with joy. We sit at our booth, enjoying our coffee. We both finish our coffee. So, what do you think about coffee now that you've had it? I was a bit skeptical at first, but I have to admit that I enjoyed it. Thank you for taking me, Caesar. You're welcome. Do you have any more time left? Maybe we can head back to my house and read for a bit? Sounds wonderful. Alright. I pull out my wallet and pay the barista, including a tip. She thanks me and we walk back home. We make it back home and head upstairs to my room. I pick out a book from my shelf. We assume our normal reading position. We've been reading for several hours now. It's getting pretty late. It seems like Yuri noticed as well. It's getting late, isn't it? Unfortunately, yes. Oh, I'm afraid that I have to be leaving then. I'm sorry, Caesar. Don't be. I understand. I had a lot of fun today. I did too. I walk Yuri downstairs to the front door. Thanks for coming over, Yuri. I had a great time. Me too. I'm glad I gave coffee a chance. I can see myself enjoying it more in the future. I'm glad to hear that. I guess I'll see you at the club tomorrow? Yeah, I'll see you as well. Alright, so is this the part where he pulls her in and kisses her passionately, unexpectedly again? I hug and kiss Yuri goodbye and she leaves. I'm really happy that she enjoys one of my hobbies. Alright, alright, not as climactic of an ending as the first date. Act 2, Chapter 5, Class Assignment. Well, that was a short chapter, so I think we can do one more for this video. So, alright, Class Assignment. Here we go. My alarm goes off and it's time for me to go to school. I do my normal routine and make my commute to school. Long pause. I sit in my seat and get ready for the lecture. Beep. My phone beeps and I pull it out of my pocket. It's quick message from Yuri telling me to have a great day with a smiley face. I tell her the same and put my phone away in my pocket. The bell rings and everyone is silent. Mrs. Ati, my English teacher, addresses the class. Good morning, class. Alright, so this is interesting. All of a sudden now we're seeing more of the regular school day. Because I said in the last, I think, 2 episodes ago, that it seems like the game was sort of skipping over the fact that Yuri and the player could potentially meet up at school and not just at the club room. So alright, let's see where this could go. Before we begin, I want to inform you all that we're going to have a paper assignment. I hear some students behind me sigh. I wasn't anticipating this either. The assignment must be at least 5 pages and I want you to write about someone who inspires you. Oh, I could write about Yuri. That's where this is going, obviously. I raise my hand. Yes, Caesar? When is the paper due? Ah, yes, I almost forgot. I'm actually giving you until the end of the school year to finish. Ooh, wow. So I'm assuming there's not that much time left in the school year if an English teacher is assigning a 5-page paper and giving you until the end. Just because we have so many other tasks as well. That should give you all plenty of time to finish. That sounds a little strange to me. I think it would make more sense to not give the assignment until these other assignments that she's talking about are already finished. Speaking from experience as somebody who worked as a teacher in America for 2 years and is currently working as a teacher in Korea, yeah, I mean, you don't want to over-assign things. If you already have a whole bunch of other assignments, then you don't want to just throw on another assignment and say, oh, well, I'll just extend the due date, because the students are going to forget about it, unless you're constantly reminding them. And even if you are constantly reminding them, some of them are still going to forget. So in this situation, this is a bad move by the teacher. I think that she should just wait until some of these other assignments are already finished. Any more questions, class? No one says anything. Okay then, let's move on to our assignment for today. Over-assigning. Everyone please open your textbooks to page 177. Everyone reluctantly does so, including me. Mrs. Ati then begins her lecture for the day. It's a particularly interesting lesson, even if it does seem to drag on. During the lecture, however, I start thinking about what to write. Someone that inspires me. The day ends like usual and it's time for the club. I grab my stuff and start heading in that direction. I eventually reach the club and enter. It's very obvious that the paper is going to be about Yuri. I mean, who the hell else could it be? Everyone is present and already participating in the normal activities. Monica greets me. Hey, Caesar. Hi, Monica. We're just taking it easy today, so feel free to do whatever you'd like. Just like the last time that we were in the club room. That's, I don't want to call that lazy writing, but I don't know, this makes these club scenes feel a little bit redundant, like, almost as if there's not really much of a point to them. Okay, sounds good. All of a sudden, Natsuki walks up to me and Monica, accompanied with a smug look on her face. I'm not sure if I like where this is going. Well, I mean, if she's still gonna be teasing you about your relationship with Yuri, I mean, you're on, what, week 3? I feel like teasing about this should have ended a long time ago. Isn't that wonderful, Caesar? Now you and Yuri can have more time together, huh? Yeah, I mean, lovebirds. Yeah, well, Natsuki, they've been dating for almost a month. I feel like this phase should pretty much be past at this point. Come on, Natsuki. Monica winks at me. Hey, Natsuki, yeah? Isn't Parfait Girls your favorite manga? Yeah, what about it? I might be mistaken, but wasn't it cancelled? What? Why didn't I know about this? Natsuki runs to her desk and frantically pulls out her phone from her backpack, nearly falling over in the process. I can tell she takes her manga very seriously. Was it really cancelled? And the obvious next sentence is, no, of course not. I just said that to make her get away from you. Monica suppresses the urge to laugh. She then whispers in my ear, hold on. I think she has some comebacks waiting to be served. As Natsuki's scrolling through, I can only assume several pages on her phone. I look over at Sayori and Yuri. Sayori's covering her mouth, trying not to laugh. Okay, so everybody's playing a prank on Natsuki, I guess. Yuri, on the other hand, is giggling from behind her book. I guess they were listening in on our conversation. Natsuki makes her way back to Monica shortly after. I can't find where it says it was cancelled. We all burst into laughter. I mean, if that was supposed to be a prank, that's kind of a lame one. Just, you know, making up a quick lie to fool your friends. I feel like there should have been a little bit more to it than that. Sayori nearly fell out of her chair, and Yuri's giggling even harder now. I mean, it was a prank, but was it really this funny to merit everybody laughing at it? Ha ha ha, very funny, Monica. We all laugh even harder. Okay, well now we're just being mean. Natsuki clearly did not appreciate this joke, and now all of us are just kind of, you know, laughing because of how irritated she is. You know we're just teasing you, Natsuki. Yeah, I know. Just don't do it again. After our laughter eventually dies down, Monica tells me to have a good time. I thank her and walk over to see Yuri. Yuri notices that I'm approaching her and lays her book on her desk. I have to admit that was a bit harsh, but funny nonetheless. It's not even that it was harsh, it was just not really that funny. I agree. How was your day, Caesar? It was good. I have a paper to write in my English class, but that's about it. Sounds interesting. It does? I have a paper to write in my English class. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Really? What's the topic about? I have to write about someone who inspires me. Oh, I'm sure you have many people that inspire you, Caesar. You'll have an easy time coming up with someone. Yeah. I look into Yuri's eyes. I think I will. Yeah, it's obvious. Like, who else is it gonna be? In fact, I think I already have my inspiration. Anyway, would you like to read, Yuri? You read my mind. Ho 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 ho! You see, that was actually funnier than the prank that they played on Natsuki. Let's make some tea as well. Let's do literally the exact same thing that we've done on every date and every interaction that we've had with each other so far. Alright, let me grab the tea set. Yuri gets up from her desk and goes to retrieve the tea set from the closet. Yuri and I start setting up the tea kettle. However, I eventually realize that we haven't filled the pitcher with water yet. Alright, so let's do exactly what we did in the original game and go and fill up the water pitcher together again. And maybe, just maybe, one of the girls will tease us about going to fill up the water pitcher just like Monica did in the original game. Would you like me to get some water, Yuri? Would you please? That would be great. Yeah, I'll take care of it. Thank you, Caesar. Not a problem at all. I'll be right back. Ah, well, hey, I stand corrected. Yuri's not going with me. I walk out into the corridor and head to the nearest fountain. I slowly start filling it up. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so prediction here is that two students are bad-mouthing Yuri, saying, oh, she's so weird, stuff like that. Huh? I hear people nearby talking. I think she did a terrible job at the performance. Are they talking about Yuri at the festival? Because the festival happened 2 weeks ago at this point, and it was one club when they had many other clubs that they could go visit afterwards. So, I don't know, like, if there are two students that are talking about a literature club performance 2 weeks after it happened, that tells me that these two have no lives, and that anything that they say doesn't really merit any kind of value whatsoever. She could hardly even speak. I know, right? Student 3, at least she's good looking. That's all she is, though. Alright, so 3 students who are total losers, because they have nothing better to talk about than how somebody did at a school club performance. She's honestly kind of a freak. And those bosoms, am I right? I'm surprised she can even support them. The other students laugh. As I stand there with the pitcher, I try and stay calm. I decide not to look at them so I don't give them the idea that I'm listening to their conversation. Me, I would be laughing about this. I'd be like, who are these losers that have nothing better to do than talk about a club festival performance? Don't you guys, have other friends? Don't you have hobbies? Don't you have literally anything better to talk about? I don't even think they noticed me. What about the guy that tried to defend her? Caesar, I think was his name. So they're talking about me. Yeah, the loser. Oh, Oh, okay, so, yeah. I'm the loser here. Sure. I can't believe he would try to defend someone like her. It's quite pathetic. Do you think they're screwing? Wow. So they call me a loser, and then they start talking about whether or not I'm having sex with somebody. Yeah, that's funny. It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. She's a freak and he's desperate. They'd be perfect for each other. The more I listen, the more furious I get. Nah, at this point. At this point, I would be rolling my eyes and laughing. The nerve of those people. How dare they? I think for a second about how to approach this. I should ignore them or confront them. You know, if it were me, I probably actually would say something to them. I'd probably just walk out and say, "Hey guys, how you doing? I couldn't help but notice you were talking about me, because apparently you have nothing better to talk about. How you boys doing?" So alright, let's confront them. Let's see what happens. Confront the group of students may not be the best idea, but I don't care. I'm not afraid of them. I refuse to let them talk that way about Yuri. I stop filling up the pitcher and face them. Hey! The students turn in my direction. Well, look who we have here. It's Caesar. Yeah, how's it going, Caesar? You still protecting that girl of yours? I walk up to the student. He instantly recognizes me from the performance. Well, of course he does. He was talking about you. And he already clearly recognized you because he addressed you as you approached the group of students. You have some nerve talking about Yuri that way. Frankly, I don't appreciate it. Ooh, looks like you'd better run, Clyde. Oh, yeah? What are you gonna do about it? I'd prefer if we could just go our separate ways amicably. Why are you even defending her to begin with? Don't you understand that she's a freak? Maybe you see her that way, but where she's at right now, I'd say she's easily above you in terms of character. Well, I mean, that's certainly true. As I said, just what kind of loser stands around talking with people about a bad performance at a school club festival that happened 2 weeks ago? It's like, find a little bit more substance in your life, man. Clyde laughs at my comment. Honestly, Caesar, even for a loser like you, you can do better than her. I feel my grip on the pitcher tighten as I hold it close to my chest. I tried to be nice about this, but that didn't work. At this point, I'm livid. Is this gonna... I was about to say, is this gonna turn into a physical altercation? So, we splash some water on Clyde. He's surprised at first, but then punches me in the gut. I drop the pitcher and fall to my knees. He then pushes me onto the ground. I lie on the ground, aching with pain. He grabs me by my collar and looks me in the eyes. Don't ever do that again. Or what? You're lucky it was just water. He releases my collar. Come on, fellas. Caesar has some cleaning to do. Let's leave him to it. The students leave me on the ground as they start walking down the hall. Well, you know, we were the ones who initiated the first attack, even though it was just water. That is considered assault. So we can't really do anything at this point that wouldn't get us in a lot of trouble. So yeah, just letting him leave, that's what you ought to do. I slowly get up and compose myself. My gut still hurts from the impact. There's water all over the floor and the janitor is nowhere to be found. I go to the bathroom, take some paper towels, and start cleaning up the spilled water. I throw the paper towels into a nearby trash can. I then go and fill up the pitcher again. I finish and start walking back to the club. So Yuri's gonna be like, hey, what took you so long? That probably wasn't the best course of action. I tried my best to stay calm, but they brought out the anger in me. I mean, I didn't say confront them out of anger. I said confront them because of just how funny they were being. I don't understand why they have such disdain for Yuri. I mean, it sounds like they just have nothing better to talk about. I've already wasted enough time. I enter the classroom once again. I head over to Yuri, who is patiently waiting for my return. There you are. I was starting to worry. Nah, everything's alright. Here you go, Yuri. I carefully hand her the pitcher. Thank you, Caesar. She starts brewing the water. She then looks at me. Caesar, are you okay? I kind of zoned out for a moment. Oh, yeah, I just have a bit of a headache. I hate lying to Yuri, but I feel it's for the best. Nah, don't lie to your girlfriend, man. That's a bad move. My gut still aches with pain, but I try and play it off. That guy has a hell of a punch. Well, maybe this'll help with that. Yuri finishes making the tea and hands me my cup. Thank you. Anything for you, Caesar. If your head is hurting, do you want to take it easy instead? I don't want you to have a hard time concentrating. Nah, I think I'll manage. Maybe it'll help take my mind off it. Alright, are you sure? I'm sure. Okay, just let me know if you want to take a break at any point. I nod to Yuri. Yuri and I sit on the floor up against the wall. We assume our normal reading position and enjoy our time together. I start feeling calm again. I won't let that whole situation ruin my time with Yuri. Okay, everyone. I think that will conclude today's meeting. Again, there was nothing to conclude. You said do whatever you want today. I think the proper way to address this would be for Monica to say, okay guys, the club time is up. You're free to go now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye everyone. Catch you guys later. See you tomorrow, Monica. Yuri and I walk home together. Thank you for walking me home, Caesar. Happy to do it. I'll see you later, Yuri. See you as well. I hug Yuri goodbye and I walk home. The entire way back, my mind keeps landing on those students. Why are they doing this? Well, I mean, it was just a group of gossipy losers. I mean, why do you care? What would drive them to be like that? I mean, they're losers. I shouldn't be worrying about it, honestly. I just hope that will be the last time I have to deal with them. Well, nah. I don't think it will be. I think maybe choosing confront them set a certain path in motion. I think we're going to see those guys again. I continue walking and finally reach my house. I had a long day. I should just go to bed. I have to try and take my mind off today. And we're moving on to Act 2, Chapter 6, Sick Day. So I'm thinking that means either we're going to be taking the day off or Yuri's going to be taking the day off. And I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen next. It seems like the plot is finally thickening here. We have some really not very intimidating bullies, like not intimidating at all. They're actually kind of funny, that are talking bad about Yuri. And it seems like they're going to be a little bit of a problem later on. So, we'll see what happens in the next video. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm Cesar Madrazo, and I'm out.